My name is James Gatdet Tut. I was born in Nasser in Upper Nile, South Sudan. In Sudan, there's been a lot of war going on, and I was born in war myself. About 21 years ago, one of the village in South Sudan where I live, it was attacked by the rebels. In one morning, we were sitting around, in front of the house. They just come from nowhere, and then they started shooting people. I was 9 years old when the Civil War started. It was bad because in the war, I lost my dad, my two siblings. It's only me and my mom that is still alive right now. And my reaction was, why people killing each other, Because at that time, the only way to learn what's happening is to go to school and maybe have a TV so you can watch what's happening. But during those days, there's no TV, there's nothing. So there's no way where you can actually learn about what's happening in the world. So I didn't know what was happening. 21 years ago, when I was 9 years old, as I mentioned earlier, that we were sitting outside our house at 9 o'clock in the morning, and then the village was attacked, and so we ran out to the bush to hide ourselves. And while we were running, my mom, my dad, and my two siblings. So my dad was shot in the leg. So then he was fall off. Then we were thinking, oh, well, that was the end of him. But then the people that attacked us just went through, so they didn't come up to us. So then my dad had to drag himself to where we are, me and my mom and my two siblings, and so his leg was bleeding so much. So my mom had to tie the leg of my dad to stop the bleeding, and then from that day we didn't come back to the village. So we stayed in the bush for about 2 days, and then we had to escape to the different village for safety. So from our village to the other village, it took us about 2 days. So there was no food, just drinking water, and it was hard. So we went to that village, and then after staying there for a while, then my dad said, well, we're gonna go back to our village because that's where we have our food, we have our everything. We came back, and so a year after that, my dad passed away from the wound. There was a bullet, and so there was no surgery to take it out. Get infected, so then it get worse, and so he died. So then I was left with my two siblings and my mom. And then a year after that, my two siblings passed away, so then it became me and my mom now left. So the life became too difficult, and so my mom didn't know what to do. How to raise me, how to support me, and how to get, where I am today. So it was hard for her. The rebel came back again. So they took me from the village because they want me to join the army. So they took me and they left my mom alone. So at that time I was like 12 years old, so I didn't know what to do. I have no power to struggle, tell them not to take me, because otherwise they were going to kill me. So I went with them, and we spent about 3 weeks together. From the military base, so they put us over there. A week after that, they want to send us to another base where they can give us guns. Then they start going to war. Then me and my friends, we escaped at night. So we escaped, and then we came back to our village. So during those days it was hard. I couldn't talk to my mom. She didn't know whether I was alive, and I didn't know whether she was alive. And so the life became too difficult. No communication, nothing. Well, the biggest struggle is when you live in a life where you have no family around you. You have no brothers, you lost your brothers, you lost your dad. So then, it's too difficult. Even though you have everything in front of you. Let's say you have a big house, you have a good car, you have all the money that you have, but without all this family around you, without brothers, sisters, there's nothing in life. The only important in life is to have these people around you. Even though you don't have anything and you have them close to you, then you can still have a good life. So I find it's too difficult to live in a life where there's no these people. Live day by day, and just pray to God that one day, you can do something to help other people. To have hope have a dream, be strong, and follow God. So you have make sure you're close to God, have hope and a dream. So that's the only way you can survive in life. I want peace to everybody. As we speak right now, there's war in my country happening right now. And I've been away from my country for 14 years. All these 14 years I didn't see my mom. And the last time I started talking to her was back in 2007. So way before that, there was no communication, there was nothing. She didn't know whether I was alive or she was alive. And so all this year I planned, like in May, I was planning to go back and see her. But then what happened? The war happened. All the cities that she lived in, everything is destroyed. For the last 3 weeks, no communication, nothing. So in all this, I wish people can just communicate, like how we talk. You come to the table, you talk. If there's any problem, you solve it through the peace talk. Then just, shooting each other, just punching each other, slapping each other. That doesn't solve anything. And when you look at it, at the end of it, after you do all this, you shoot your brother, you shoot your sister, you slap them, you punch them. At the end of it, you still want to come to the table and talk about everything. So why don't you start all this with the conversation? Then it's starting with punching each other, right? So I wish all people can understand, of talking peacefully than just bring war as the first thing. You may not, some of you may not went through all this, but it's good that you understand how things are in other countries. And the only way you can do all this, that you have help, put God in front, have hope and peace. And whatever you want to get mad to another person, I know this, even your brother and sister, you can get mad at them, doesn't matter. But don't bring, punching first, slapping first in front, try to talk to them first before you get to that step. So that's the only thing I can say. Thank you.